we have our Dave Friedman, who we all love, obviously. Come out from the woodwork to see Dave. And we don't have Bill. He'll be back next week. But boy, do I miss him, because this is what he's supposed to be saying, and instead I have to say it. But I can fully announce Dave Minier, who's going to come up and give us all the announcements. Yay!
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. How are we doing this fine morning?
Wonderful.
Wonderful, good. I hear all that positive stuff. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living in the Valley. We are a new thought community based around the teachings of Ernest Holmes, which revolve around the basic principles of the power of positive thinking and the law of attraction, which we all can do better at, attracting that positive stuff. No matter where you are in your spiritual path, you are welcome here. We are glad you're here. Thank you for coming. In celebration of June, let's keep that positivity going. As you know, every month I do an affirmation. This month is no different. And this month, like I said last week, is my favorite one because it's crowd participation. And the more excited you get, the more excited I get. And then I make a fool of myself up here. So let's see how silly I can make me, all right? So in response to what I'm saying, I wish you all would say back to me, absolutely. Now, originally when I wrote this, it was going to be yes. But after thinking about my father, whose favorite word was absolutely, and then looking up the definition of absolutely, absolutely is the most affirmative answer you can give to anything. So it is beyond yes, it is beyond sure, it is the most affirmative. So when I say something, just tell me absolutely back. Are we ready?
Yes.
There you go. There you go. Some of you got it. Okay. All right. Is this the month I say yes to growth?
Absolutely.
Do I say yes to joy that doesn't need a reason?
Absolutely.
Do I say yes to acceptance, real, deep, and unconditional?
Absolutely.
Do I say yes to spirit moving in my life, starting here and starting now?
Absolutely.
Do I say yes to letting go of what no longer serves me?
Absolutely.
Do I say yes to becoming everything I was born to be?
Absolutely.
June is mine to live, to love, and to shine, and when I'm asked if I'm ready for it, I say,
absolutely.
Wow, give yourself a hand, that was great. Thank you so much for humoring me every week while I do these silly things. But I love them, and I love the response, and I love the energy behind it. Please silence your cell phones, Dave. Because we all know they are contagious. Please don't throw walkers on the ground. Next week, our speaker is going to be Reverend Robin Plant, and she's going to be speaking on the topic Living Out and Loud. And she is a great speaker, so make sure you come back for that. Inside your bulletins, you will see that there is an insert that has all of our upcoming events, fun stuff here at the center. This upcoming Friday, we have our once-a-month live concert event with live jam events. And this week is going to be, I believe it's burgers, smash burgers is the food. There's a jazz band playing, and the opening act is going to be our very own White Feather. So don't miss that. That is going to be an awesome time. It's free to come to the event, and if you want dinner, it's $10. So you can't beat free, right? I mean, if they paid you to come, that's, I guess, how it would be, but you're getting paid with awesome music, so let's not forget about that. So again, that's this Friday at 6:30. 6? 6:30, okay, 6:30. Also, when you're done with your bulletins, if you could leave the outside of the bulletin in that little basket that's over there by the front table. You're free to take the insert on the inside home, but just leave the outside in the basket. We also have our drum circle coming up. That's going to be on July 2nd. It's the first Wednesday of every month, and that is facilitated by our very own White Feather as well. The event is open to all. It's a $10 suggested love offering at the door. And again, that includes the drum circle, which is amazing. But then we also get live music during the drum circle. And he tops it off with a sound bath. I mean, sound baths alone, you got to pay 30, 40 bucks for. 10 bucks? Come on, man. You're missing out. Come to that. That's July 2nd. So, stay after service today for coffee and treats, yeah?
Yes.
Yes. If you'd like to volunteer for a greeter, kitchen helper or something, see one of us, or there's a sign-up sheet over on the table. If you'd like to become a member, same thing. There's a blue membership form over there, and I think there's one inside your pamphlets as well. If you have a prayer request for the week, please place it in the prayer box located underneath the portrait of Ernest Holmes over there. For more information, you can visit our website at cslmp.org, like us on Facebook, follow us on all the fun stuff, Instagram, all that stuff. Can we just give Eloise a hand for taking over for Bill? Doing a great job. Because Bill's a tough act to follow, and I think she's doing phenomenal. All right, so now my favorite part is when I get to leave the stage. So if you'll please all repeat after me: open minds, open hearts, open arms, open at the top. Thank you all so much. Have a great week.
He forgot to announce me.
I know. Sorry.
Okay, take 3 deep breaths when I'm gone. Let that sound just enter you. My chant this morning is Gate, Gate. Gate means gone. Gone from suffering to the liberation from suffering. Gone from forgetfulness to mindfulness. Gone from duality into non-duality. Gate, Paragate means gone all the way to the other shore. Gate, Paragate, Parasungate, Bodhi Swaha. Gate, Paragate, Parasungate, Bodhi Swaha. Gate, Paragate, Parasungate, Bodhi Swaha. And on this beautiful Sunday morning, where we are drawn to this sanctuary, where we find ourselves in the presence of the Divine Spirit, where we recognize that peaceful Divine Spirit that is within everyone, where we honor that creative energy that exists within everyone. I know I see the peace dwells within me. The peace that I have in my mind, the peace that I have in my heart, the peace in my prayers. For we always have to remember the God within us gives us that peace. And we follow that divine presence. We live in it. And my gratitude for knowing who I am and recognizing who you are, I release my word into the law of mind. And together we say, and so it is. is done unto us. What a marvelous thought to bear in mind that it is done unto us. We need not coerce. We do not create the power, but we must let this great power operate through us. The law of life is a law of thought, an activity of consciousness. The power flows through us. The Spirit can do for us only what it can do through us. Unless we are able to provide the consciousness, it cannot make the gift. The power behind all things is without limit. But in working for us, it must work through us. Realizing then that while the power is limitless, it must become operative through our own thought. We shall see that what we need is not some greater power, but a greater consciousness, a deeper realization of life, a more sublime concept of being, a more intimate concept of an already indwelling God who is personal to us by virtue of being personified through us. And so it is.
And so it is.
And now it is my pleasure to introduce our speaker today, Dave Friedman, RScP.
Good morning. Look at all you guys here. It's nice to see a crowd here. You know one thing I noticed about crowds? The more people show up, the bigger the crowd. It's amazing. It works every single time. So how are you? Good thing I have backup. We're still together, and in the middle of all that, as you know, or maybe not, we get kind of, I don't know, guidance, if you will, about what we want to talk about each week. And we can pay attention to it, you know, or not. And I like to use it as a kind of a guidance. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm making an adjustment. I'm not checking my emails, by the way. Part of what they wanted to talk about has to do with vulnerability, and that's what hit me this time, because there's probably a number of different ways in today's world that we feel vulnerable. Yes? No? Right. There's an awful lot going on right now that it's really kind of hard to understand what it is and what our part of it is. So we're going to look into vulnerability. I'm not sure how I feel about this. You know, I don't really want to talk about it. No, it doesn't feel safe for me. It's kind of a joke. Yeah, that's what vulnerability is. The desire to be seen, because we all want to be seen. But do we really want to share what's inside of us? So we're going like this. And it was interesting, I enjoyed your talk about, well, first of all, the chant, right? Gone with what no longer serves us. Very simply. Do we know what that is? And we have to be inwardly vulnerable and open to even hearing what that is, so then we can decide what to do about it. In the physical place, what vulnerability is usually has to do with technology, usually has to do with a weakness in some system somewhere. You're vulnerable there. Let me fix that. That'd be great. I feel like I want to say something about what's going on in the world. It's just way too powerful, I think, to completely ignore. And it doesn't really matter how you feel about it right now, because very simply, it's happening. So we have to know that, and we have to accept it, whether we agree with it or not. And then when something like this happens, people get all wigged out, get scared. There's uncertainty. Now what? I would like to suggest that we understand what we can do and what we can't do. Big picture, we probably can't do much. We can vote, we can protest peacefully, we can talk. I love the conversation. I was in a meeting and said, we don't talk about religion, we don't talk about politics. Well, how are we going to come to an understanding if we don't? All right? Open your eyes and heart to the conversation. You don't have to agree with anybody. You don't have to like anybody, but you have to accept it. And if we have this open conversation, pay attention to what's being said, not who's saying it. Because everyone's the same, right? You were talking about everyone's one. So let's remember that. And don't try and talk anybody else into it, because you don't want them to talk you into it. So I want to keep that open. As far as the feeling, if you will, of vulnerability, that is energetically a very low vibration. Do you understand that the universe is energy? We're all energy. Gus, for all the new faces, Gus is God, universe, spirit. I call him Gus. We hang. So, it's all energy. And we vibrate at different energies, right? You go to a party, for instance, even this room this morning, you can feel it. It's up. And we got, the gong show, and we got the sound band. So that makes us feel up, right? And I'm sure that you've been in a room, probably a meeting at work or something, where it's like, oh God, just sleep over. Haven't even sat down yet. Low energy. Whether we know it or not, we put energy out. And whether you know it or not, you're accepting our energy. So it is going on. With the knowledge that this is happening, we get a chance to modulate, if you will, what it is that we're putting out there. When we awfulize and catastrophize, if you will, oh my God, isn't that terrible? Yeah, we all get together, it's all terrible. We all agree that this is terrible. Let's get together in our little space and this is terrible. That's a low energy. Right? We do not want to put that out into the world. So what we can do as individuals, and which is a lot more powerful as a group, is keep our energy up, because it emanates, and it's a little something. But unless you can really do something physical, then try not to get down about it. If it starts to affect your life, you'll know it and you can deal with it then. Until then, keep your energy up. Know that in this moment, in this place, everything is just right. Everything is good. You're healthy. You're alive. You're surrounded by like-minded people. Life is good. Let's focus on that and keep what we can do. What we can do. Otherwise, just stay positive, okay? Thanks for listening. In a metaphysical plane now, vulnerability is more of us being afraid of getting out. Whereas the physical plane, vulnerability is we gotta be afraid of people or things getting in. Now we're afraid of things getting out. We keep ourselves close to the vest, don't we? How you doing? Good. How you really doing? Don't ask me. Because I don't even know. Here's a funny thing. How you doing? Good. How come? I don't know, you know. But if they say, how you doing? Not good, and you ask them, how come? They'll tell you. Well, let me show you my list. So what we want to do is know ourselves, right? And when we're afraid of something getting out, that something would be us. We're afraid of actually sharing ourselves. I'm sure people get involved in groups, and some of your groups, right, do they start with sharing, kind of a check-in, right? Do you ever notice that if somebody early in the check-in gets deep, then everybody else's check-in is a lot deeper? So by the fact, if you know who you are and you're willing to share, that makes it okay for other people not only to feel, but to share. See what kind of power you really have when you want to use it. It's kind of a beautiful thing. So bringing our whole selves to our lives, which is vulnerability, connection, belonging. It's that good positive energy that spreads. And when we have that, then we create a world that's safer, and that idea of a world that works for everybody. Now, knowing who you are and being open to expressing that doesn't really give you permission to vomit your feelings all over anybody else who will listen. Some people do, how you doing? Well, listen, you go, sorry I asked. But what it does mean is that we get a chance to get one-on-one, we get to connect, we get to get involved in a deeper conversation. It shows who we are. When we're vulnerable, we know who we are, and we accept that as truth. Isn't that cool? One of the things I've learned to share, I guess it's vulnerable, is that, so I went on this spiritual journey. I actually started with CSL. I started with the Tao, if you really want to know. No, I started with the idea, the decision that I wanted to do this, but it basically started with CSL. And what happened is I realized that a lot of my past life, I was what I would call unconscious. Now, obviously, I'm not a big fan of standing up here and telling you all that, but it's just the truth. You know, I look back on things, and that's okay. You know, because I'm here now. And so knowing yourself is a big part of this big old journey that we're all on. Even though we're all on it, we're on our own path to it. Does that make sense? Yes. So one of the things, and I can apply this to this example, is if you were to be vulnerable and open up to people about something in your past that you're not really a big fan of, would you feel shame? Some would, some wouldn't, you know? So here's a little something to chew on before we get to snacks. Shame is actually the lowest level of energy that humans can find. It's right there with guilt. There's a big, big difference. Guilt is that you've done something wrong. Shame is that you are something wrong. Okay? And you're not. We are all here as a gift from Gus, if you will. If we want to go that we're all created in the image of, we are as it is. So when you create anything that's less than, and that's where we start. And hopefully that's where we get to. You know, because of all the messages, the perceptions, the misperceptions, and everything that we go through in life that we take in, and it becomes kind of who we are over time. Hopefully we can get to the point where at our core, and you need to consciously know this, at your core, you're great, you're wonderful, you're amazing, there's nothing you can't do. Your light is the brightest shining light on earth. And this is who we are. And yes, it gets kind of covered up by life and bills, relationships and whatever. But we need to know that there is nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with you. Say this to yourself, or out loud if you like. There is nothing wrong with me. Can you feel it?
There is nothing wrong.
That's right. Can you feel that a little bit? It's uplifting, right? That's that positive energy. When we admit and say to ourselves, the truth, the capital T truth, you cannot fake that feeling. Because that's what is. I find that in a lot of my coaching clients, I appreciate their vulnerability. They are very courageous. There's something in the life that just isn't working right now. And they're aware of it. And they're open to getting something done, so they have to be vulnerable. All of the best work is done when you actually look not to fix it, not to band-aid it, but to come to a solution. Because when we kind of fix it, whatever it is, it's like putting it in a box and throwing it back in the closet, putting, luggage and guitar cases and stuff over it, not dealing with it. And I promise, whatever the issue is, it will come back to bite you in the most inopportune time. Deal with it. Accept it. You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to like it. But it is, simply. So when we know what it is, we accept what it is, and then we can take care of what it is. And we get a chance to grow on the inside. I got a chance to throw this in here. Because when we do that, then we get to be open up mind, right? Open eyes, open heart, open at the top, right? There's nothing in the way. Every time you deal with something, less and less gets in the way between your human space and your consciousness of your Gusness. So it's really worth going down there to do that. One of the things that I got a chance to work on with myself is my mom's ideas about money. Because when we grew up, we get a lot of messages from our folks, And I found myself, as I was getting older, that I was actually arguing with a bunch of her bullshit stuff. So I got in there, with the awareness and realized that what the messages I was carrying around is not who I am. So that's an example of working with something that no longer works for you. And that's okay to change. You don't need to be the same at 20 as you were at 10. And carry the dates out as long as you feel like it. But the growing never stops. That's why we're here. Y'all are growing. Openly, honestly, hopefully, vulnerably, right? Oneness does not mean sameness. Science of mind teaches oneness. It's not sameness. Vive la différence. We all have something different to offer. Because we get messages that are specifically just for us. We got White Feather who plays bowls. Singer. I play piano. You'd think we're all the same because we're all musicians. But every single thing that comes down, and in my center, there's actually 3 piano players, and we do different things. So anything that comes to you is meant specifically for you. That is your light. There's red flowers and yellow flowers, right? There's enough for all of them. Do you know that if every single automobile in the whole country was painted red, we would be a red carnation? There's a lot here. I don't want to take a whole lot of your time. I want you to remember to be true to yourself. What we do in our inner work is good work. It raises our vibration. Everything starts here. It raises our vibration, which pushes out the energy, which helps everybody. There's so many examples of the power of a single being. And as far as some of the bigger issues going on, there may be a feeling of hopelessness. I'm just one person. I can't do anything. Do you know that sometimes one person is all it takes? One small person. Did you ever try to sleep in a tent with a mosquito? One small thing can make a big difference. And if you're called to it, then listen. If you're called to it, like the various forms of music that we all do, then it's time to go do something, because that is your calling. And you don't have to know how to do it. Just take that next indicated step to whatever it is. You'll be guided. It's weird how it works out, but it does. Talk to people over and over again. I don't know how I got here. I don't know how I got here. If I look back, I can see how it happened. But in the process, this isn't really what I was planning to do. I'm very pleased that I took this path. It feels right, which means I was guided to what works for me. And I'm glad to be able to talk to you all. So whatever it is that you're called to do, whatever you feel in your gut, in your heart, where it is that you feel your inner wisdom, listen. Sometimes it's like kids. You got kids, right? And when they start on something, they're not going to stop until it's satisfied. I want ice cream. No. I want ice cream. No. I want ice cream. No. I want ice cream. Okay. You know? So go ahead. Listen. It is your truth. It's a beautiful thing. Ernest Holmes says, we resist being what we really are, because we are being what we think we should be, right? Many times. We need to accept the fuller expression of the mind that is within us, for in its creative flow through us rests our entire future. The greater person that we are and the richer life that we desire to enjoy. We can only do us. And by doing us, the road gets better. Funny how that works out, but it totally does. I know that each of you are brave enough and vulnerable enough to strip away, to do the work, to strip away all that is not truly you, to allow your beautiful, shining light self to be your experience. And I know that that experience, that shining light, gives everybody you come across permission to let their light shine. Isn't that a beautiful thing? You do you. Everybody else is taken.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. Namaste. Let's lock this in. Let's wait to see what Mom has to say. That's what it's going to do.
Wonderful.
Everybody join me in the knowing of this energy we speak, of the oneness of all there is. That space that is in, through, and as every single one of us, that we are as it is. It is in that oneness in which we are absolutely together. As I feel my connection, my active connection to this source, I know for a fact, as I speak here for everybody here, and as I know this truth for people who aren't here, is that we are, at our core, as it is. And when we open our eyes to see that we are vulnerable enough to accept it, that we are courageous enough to face it, powerful enough to embrace it, and let it be our experience. And what I know is that as we do this, our light gets brighter, our experience becomes more expanded, and we give other people permission to follow their version of the same path. I know that this is the truth. And so as I accept this truth for everybody here, with great, great gratitude and knowing, what I do is I lovingly give it back to the divine presence that got us here in the first place, and then we plant it in the fertile fields of the law itself, so that it grows and grows and grows, and it expands. And then life is beautiful. Life is beautiful now. Can you imagine it better? It's not even possible. It's probable. I expect this. I accept it for everybody. And I let it be in its perfection. If you'll join me in closing this by saying, and so it is. Thank you. It's not on the directions.
Does it have to be?
I see a wave of. All right. All right. I didn't know that was going to happen. No, I did bring a song for you.
Okay, terrific.
This is also one that you can sing if you like. You can sing it if you don't like.
We are so blessed. Every time Dave fills this room with his energy, it's so contagious. We all have it. We all get it. We're all sparked by it. And I'm very grateful. And now it's time for our offertory. And I have our usher, Gail, will be coming around. So get your donation, your gift, your tithe ready. And he's available to receive it for this center, for your presence, for knowing that this center provides your awareness of God. And you are returning a gift to God. And thank you very much. And now, can you sing with us, Brian? Goody. I will give you the mic. And we will be singing, I Am So Blessed. Good night. So blessed. We are so wealthy. We are so kind. And we are so generous. And I am very grateful for your generosity. And we bless this gift that is given to the Center for Spiritual Living, Menifee Valley. Thank you. And now it is time for the peace song. So we are going to...
Thank you, sir.
There we go. We're going to circle up.
I don't
everything I'm involved with.
With